So this is Hope, British Columbia, where the first Rambo movie was filmed. And soon we're going to be beyond Hope, because you always have to throw in those Hope jokes.
I can lend him your baseball cap. Let's make the day a very fun. Growing up is just a trap. Don't it seem like a drag? Like putting all of your joy in a big brown bag. I won't listen to any of that jazz. No, I'll never grow up. I'll never grow up. Growing up is just a big fat trap.
Online campground reviews are very similar to hotel reviews, and there's a lot of problems with them. First of all, you have to deal with navigating human behavior and getting inside the head of people who make online reviews. Because the reviews range from those who are happy with anything. You could put them in a campground in the middle of hell with fire and brimstone, and they'll give a 5-star review because they're the kind of people that are happy with anything. Then we have the people who are happy with nothing. You could put them in the perfect location that they want, but they are bound and determined to find something that they don't like and give a 1-star review for a 5-star location, because that's just the kind of people those people are. Then you have to contend with private campgrounds who have competitors who put really negative comments about their competition, and of course camp operators who put fluffy reviews on their own sites to pretend that they're nicer than they really are. So you got to navigate this minefield of madness online. And then of course you have to deal with locals who don't want you coming to their favorite site. So they're going to put negative reviews and say how awful it is to scare away people who don't live around there. It all makes perfect sense. It's just like many communities that I've been to. If you ask somebody where a really good camping spot is that's away from everything, they're actually not going to tell you. They're going to give you a red herring and send you on your way to some lousy place, because the perfect place is for them and their families and their friends, and they don't want you to go there. It makes sense. I get it. They're trying to protect their little piece of paradise, and it kind of makes sense on some level.
It's just a big fat trap. I take pride in never working a day. Can't see the use of it anyway. Who can think I'm such a load of crap? Growing up is just a trap.
Now, what I look for in a campsite is privacy. I like trees. If you notice, I am surrounded by trees. I can't see my neighbors. I don't want to see my neighbors. My neighbors probably don't want to see me. I think it's a win-win. Part of the problem with campgrounds that get really good reviews and actually deserve them is that they actually are, in fact, too popular. When people find out about something that's good, they all show up and then they ruin it for you. So what you need to do is to find a place where nobody knows about, or very few people do know about it, and avoid putting any reviews online, because you don't want anybody else to find your little piece of paradise either, do you? And when sifting through the reviews online of campgrounds, you get the people that they're unhappy because they wanted to go to a campground and party, and their neighbors complained about them wanting to party, and somehow the campground is now a horrible place because they couldn't party till 4 a.m. every night. Everybody has a different idea of paradise now, don't they? So it almost appears to me that you have to use a little bit of applied psychology while navigating online reviews of campgrounds. And I would say you almost have to discount some of the worst reviews and some of the best reviews and kind of look at that mucky middle. The best thing you can probably do is ask somebody you trust and know who has actually stayed at that campground. Ask them some open-ended questions, and you're going to find out if that campground is for you. I actually couldn't count how many campgrounds I've stayed at in my life between the Mexican border and Alaska. It's a very large list of campgrounds. And I would say, on average, most are okay. I generally don't like the very small urban campgrounds that are lacking in maintenance, let's just say. Those are always the most challenging, and they don't offer the ambiance of the trees and things like that. After all, a concrete slab isn't necessary to have a good camping experience, I think. Often I do find it hilarious when there's a review posted of a beautiful campsite that's in the forest, and inevitably people will complain that it's too shady because there's too many trees, and there's too many bugs because you're in a forest. What do you expect when you're camping in a forest? When there's trees, you're going to get shade, you're going to get bugs. Conversely, a review of a desert campsite, people complain that it's too hot and there's not enough shade. What do you expect? Really, people? It seems nowadays that common sense is not very common, and people have a hard time actually understanding what online reviews are actually for. They're for providing useful information for others. It's not just a bitch session about your personal gripe, and that's essentially what it's evolved to be. People love to be heard, even if their opinion is dubious or useless. So providing a review of a particular circumstance that happened only to you at a particular time of the year is pretty much useless, I think. It's like winter camping people when they go camping in the winter and they complain it's too cold. I especially love the reviews of people that say they went somewhere camping, left their generator out, like mine's sitting out right now, left it out all night, they woke up in the morning, it was gone and somebody stole it. And somehow that campground is now a horrible place because you were too stupid to actually lock up your generator. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with online reviews often. So approach online reviews with a grain of salt and put your comments down below on what you think about online reviews, especially as they relate to campgrounds. Because some of them are absolutely hilarious. And the rest, pretty much useless. So in the meantime, folks, put your comments down below. I'll talk to you soon from an undisclosed location here in British Columbia's hinterland. Over and out.